Hey, what is up everyone, and welcome back to the Animous. And today we're going to be unboxing the brand new Harder & Steenbeck Ultra 2024. Let's go ahead and get right to it. I've been looking forward to this airbrush for a while now, mainly because of the mechanisms and functions of the airbrush. I've been looking for an airbrush to paint a little bit, a little bit more details as well. I do have the Mobius Point 2, but I wanted to give this one a try out as well. So let's go ahead and open the box and see what's inside. So like other Harder & Steenbeck airbrushes, they do come in a hard case, and their presentation has always been very good as well. I love the way they box up their airbrushes and how they looks like. So they all come in, most of them come in like premium boxes like this one, and it's a beautiful airbrush. You do have the test card here for when they use the airbrush, which is great, with the explanation on the detail and how they used it. Now I want you to take a look at the fine line details for this airbrush. Look at that. That looks awesome, right? You also get the Ultra with the Harder & airbrush, QR code here. So that's always great. Now for the airbrush itself, now I do have some concerns. I saw some videos where somebody was saying that the cup was falling out of place. So what we'll do is that to make sure that the airbrush, the cup doesn't fall out of it. Well, it's actually tight in there. I'm guessing it's more like it'll get wet with paint, and you got to make sure that that it's sitting correctly. Now, I want you to take a look at the airbrush itself. So like other airbrushes from Harder & Steenbeck, you can always expect a premium product. It does have the quick release attachment there, so it's always great. The nozzle and everything the nozzle cap and everything for this airbrush is awesome. So taking a look at this, so one thing that I always love about Harder & Steenbeck is that they use MAC nozzles, so that's always great. Now for this airbrush itself, so I mentioned before that I was trying to make sure that I got it for so I could do detailing and all these other stuff, all these other like projects and everything like that. The reason why I got this one is because it has stages, right? So as you can see, it does have stages where you could just switch the stage around, and it'll help you have, like, if you want to use the whole open trigger. Like, I love this. This is amazing. And it'll help you with your fine detailing, right? Now I want to make sure that I address the most of the questions that are going to come up with this airbrush. Now, from noticing here, yes, the airbrush itself, it doesn't seem to bring a cap, but it's usually because this type of airbrush is made to make like details and stuff, right? So, however, this airbrush is probably one of the most beginner-friendly airbrushes that I've seen, mainly because it does have this feature here, which walks you through the steps of painting. I love that. It does have the basis. It'll show you like how you need to press it to prime to throw your base coating, and if you're trying to do levels of details, then it'll just walk you through it. And as you can see, it'll just go with you every step of the way until it's in the full release one, right? A lot of people have like issues with like trigger control and everything like that when they're painting. That is made to address that problem. Now, we are going to go ahead and try this on the channel. I do have some spoons that I got to paint and a few test cards and everything that I got to do for that 160 new that we're building on the channel. So we're going to go ahead and use that. Now let's go ahead and use the airbrush, and we're going to go ahead and paint some samples, and we'll come back to the table and then we'll go from there. So welcome back. So after the footage and then everything that I tried out, I do have to say that this airbrush is borderline cheating. Now I do remember, I keep everything honest. I keep letting you guys know that all my reviews are always going to be honest. I know that Spray Gunner at some point had said that, you know, the little tank might become loose and fall off at some point. Mine didn't have any issues at all. I did spray all these spoons here just to try it out as first, and then we actually did the tryout with a piece of paper, which we'll go through in a minute. I don't even know what to say. This mechanism is cheating. It just allows anybody, even beginners, no matter what your skill level, this airbrush is definitely something that you will want in your arsenal. I cannot stress this enough. I tried using it, you know, in its different modes with different PSIs, and it always sprayed beautifully. Now, one thing that I do want to talk about this airbrush is that this airbrush right now, the only company that I've seen bring it is currently Spray Gunner. It is high up there when it comes to price. So when you're looking at Harder and Steenbeck, you're looking at, you know, premium prices for premium products. So just keep that in mind whenever you're reaching out to take a look at this airbrush. This is not by all means an entry airbrush, even though it is directed for, you know, mainly, I want to say that this is definitely a beginner airbrush, an ultimate beginner airbrush. However, this mechanism right here definitely helps and will definitely teach you as a beginner how to control your airbrush for different types of stuff. Now, let me be very clear. This needle right here is a 0.45 millimeter needle. Now, with that being said, you know, I used this for a while I was spraying these. Now, these are some test colors for the 160 Debon New that we're painting. And, you know, I did print out the card, which we'll go through now, for this airbrush. And I am not disappointed. I am definitely happy with the results for this airbrush. I do want to bring attention to the paper because this is going to be like where it all gives out, right? So this up here is going to be the release, not complete release of the trigger itself. Then I put it in base, second line. I'm sorry, I put it in primer first, and then I put it in base for the third line, and then we went 3, 2, 1, etc. Right? These lines right here, if you take a look, these are very, very fine lines. And I say that because a lot of us that paint, like in model kits, we like to do a little bit of pre-shading. We like to paint details. Maybe if you're doing like a little bit of rust or fading or anything like that, you want to make sure that you get those small details in there. And sometimes you use a 0.2 millimeter airbrush, and you maybe not have that much control with your hands. Like, for example, you guys all know, I've said it multiple times, I do have nerve damage in my hands. So it's a little harder for me to have that specific, like 100% control over my airbrush. So this airbrush definitely helped me maintain that control throughout and consistency throughout the whole line. So that is perfect. So what else can I say about the airbrush right now? I used this airbrush with very minimal cleaning, and I had experienced no clog or no malfunctions whatsoever. The tank didn't fall. It is still solid on there. I haven't had any issues with it. So as far as I know, this is definitely one for the books. I am going to use this airbrush for pre-shading for that Debon New that I'm painting, and we'll test it a little bit more. That is pretty much it. I wanted to give you guys an overlook and like my opinion on what this airbrush is. I know that some people are looking into probably upgrading their airbrushes or getting other airbrushes aside from the ones that you see normally in my channel, which are the gallery ones. I love those airbrushes. I've been using them this whole time, and yet I am definitely pleased with this Harder and Steenbeck airbrush. We will see others here coming into the channel soon, so just keep a lookout for that. This is cheating. I say this is cheating, and I honestly wish that Harder and Steenbeck would put this mechanism in their other airbrushes as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.